Hi Nyth, where today I wanted to answer a question I've gotten asked quite a few times over the years. There's Burley. He's trying to figure out if he wants to sit down and chew on his bone or if he wants to run in circles. I guess he's going to lay right there. Anyway, I thought maybe the last video of all the snow was going to get me asked this question even more, and I've been asked it quite a few times over the years. So, what do I do when I'm snowed in here? Let me answer this real quick for those of you guys who want to get out of here. I never have been. So that's the short story. You can go on your way and have a lovely day. That's the answer to the question. The longer answer, if you want some explanation there, is I have lived in this corner of Wyoming for 12 winters now, and I'm in my 5th one here in my tiny house. And I have still never actually been stuck at my house, if that's what you mean by snowed in. I have a whole video about my van. My little van with its all-wheel drive is absolutely awesome in snow, despite the fact that I've had some people tell me I'm lying, that it won't drive in snow at all. I think any of y'all who've had Astro vans, especially the all-wheel drive models, and the gentleman who owned mine before I purchased it had actually had the frame lifted a couple inches, so it had even more clearance for going through the snow. Not so much it looks ridiculous, but it is nice for that. So yeah, I've always been able to go anywhere if I wanted to or need to leave the house. The van will go through snow higher than its bumper. I think you can see that in the video where it actually pushes it out of the way, and I've not had a problem. Part of that, of course, is because we have a very dry, light, fluffy snow. It's not the heavy, wet, dense snow that many of you may be more familiar with. So yeah, I've never been stuck here, even if my lane is not plowed, if my neighbor who does that hasn't had time to get over here yet. I've always come and gone. In fact, usually if we get a big snow, more than a foot or whatever, I end up shoveling my paths around here, and then, because I help him with some of his shoveling in exchange for him coming and plowing my lane, so I will often go in and shovel outdoors and decks and all that kind of stuff before he even gets to all the various lanes he has to plow, so I drive through the deep snow a good bit. One time in the 12 years that I have lived in this area, the county I live in has been snowed in. There's only 3 roads in and out of the whole county. 2 go over mountain passes and 1 goes through a canyon. And there was one time in the winter where all 3 were closed due to avalanches, so you could not leave the county. But that is fairly rare. They get avalanched fairly frequently, actually, some winters, but the highway here does, this may sound like another planet to you guys, but they regularly close the highways at night and actually bomb the slopes above it to force the snow to slide when nobody's on the road, so that then they can clear it off and then traffic can continue as normal the next day. So yeah, that hasn't really been an issue. The other thing is when you live in an area where everyone expects it to be snowy and cold all the time, everything is just set up for that. I have a friend who grew up here and, went to school from kindergarten through high school in, the local school, and she never once had a snow day in her entire school life. So it's just, when it's not an unusual thing, I think everyone's more set up for it and prepared for it, and has the equipment, has the expectations, plus our dry, like I was just talking to my mother this morning, we have such dry, cold snow. It's not slippery and icy like wetter snows often get. My parents are in Pennsylvania. They got some wet snow. And so it's much pleasanter, more safe. At this point in the winter, it's very hard to slide off the roads because the walls from the snowplow are higher than a car on the road edges, so you could bounce off the walls, but you can't really get off the road. And so, yeah, that's the long answer to I've never been snowed in. Now, what do I do when I'm at home? I never get to stay home quite as much as I like, despite all of y'all who think that I'm stuck here and lonely. I have so many good friends. It's awesome. I don't have as much time as I would like to go do things with them, have dinners, go for a walk, sit and talk, whatever. But I do some of all of those things as I can fit it into my schedule. Obviously, you have seen the other things I do here. I love to cook. I do things like split firewood in the summer, not the winter. I garden. And then the other times I am at home, most of my days are usually full with either video or photo editing, because I do sell photos, and I'm doing a big video project for somebody else, not related to me or my life, but that requires a lot of filming and editing. Hi, baby. Yeah, you want to say hi to everybody? Oh, that's so sweet of you. Yeah, it is. I love you. I very much do. So I do spend a good bit of time in the winter here, this winter anyway, working on my computer, including making videos for and editing and uploading them and replying to questions and stuff from all of you folks. And if I have free time, then, well, I do go on a lot of walks from here, just from the house. Burley and I can go hiking or snowshoeing and such in the winter. And hi, beautiful. So we can do stuff like that without having to leave the house in a vehicle. And then if I have other free time, I really enjoy reading books. While I'm doing the other stuff, as you probably know, I listen to audiobooks quite often. Most of the time, if I'm not doing something that requires my full brain concentration. So anytime I'm cooking, splitting wood, gardening, any of that stuff, I usually have an audiobook going. But I also do enjoy sitting down and reading physical paper books, too. Hanging out with Burley, watching him play and watching him sleep, all of that is pretty fun. It can be very distracting because I'm a little infatuated with my beautiful baby boy. Oh, we do some training. We spend a few minutes every day working on just reinforcing the skills and stuff that he has learned and working on teaching him new ones. So yeah, what do I do when I'm snowed in? I never have been, but what do I do when I'm home? All the same things that I have ever done in any big house. Sometimes I'll work out if I feel like I haven't been getting enough physical activity. I can do most of my stuff from a computer. I cook, I bring in firewood, I chat with friends, I make dinner for friends and have people over. We go for hikes, read a book. And there always just seems to be all the little things like, oh, the house plants need watered. Oh, this needs done. Oh, we gotta mail that package off to this person. You know, just all that kind of stuff. So, that's what the answer to that question. It'd be interesting to know, have you guys ever been snowed in wherever you live? And what did you do? Well, you were stuck at home. For me, I feel like I'm never home quite as much as I would like to be. All the other things, that was just distracting me. The other thing I do is bird watching. I really enjoy, or looking for wildlife. I mean, we have moose and everything that comes by here, and I enjoy watching and photographing them, as you know. But even just watching my little birds that come and go from the bird feeder is a lot of fun. They're such cheerful little things. It just makes me happy to watch them. So, anyway, yeah, I feel like I could always use more time at home without needing to run to town, run an errand, go do something, go clean a house, go whatever. I have never been bored here. I think last time I was bored, I was something like 6 years old, and my mother helpfully suggested if I could think of nothing to do, she thought the kitchen floor could use washing. And I don't believe I've found myself bored since then in my life. I always have tons of things I would like to do, and if I ever ran out and read every book I could think of and got every photo I could imagine taken and have covered every video topic I could possibly imagine shooting a video on and photographed every critter out there and so on. There's other things I would love. I like to knit. I just haven't made time in my life to do that in a while. I play guitar a tiny bit, not well at all, but I always thought it'd be fun to get good at that. That just takes time, and I haven't made the time to do that. So anyway, I'm nowhere close to running out of things to do or being bored. Hopefully that answers anybody's questions they have had about that. Y'all have a lovely day. Thanks for watching, folks. If you're interested in more info on my off-grid tiny house life, check out some of my other videos here. And if you like what you're seeing, click the little picture of my house to subscribe and then hit the little bell so YouTube actually notifies you every time there's a new video available. See y'all next time.